Hey there viewers, it's Charlie. I'm back again with another Transformers review, and today's review is going to be on Legacy United Ramjet. Now, again, this is a figure that I feel is way overdue, because, well, obviously, this is a re-release of Earthrise Ramjet, who was in a 2-pack with Dirge. And this 2-pack was extremely hard to find. So, what did they do? Well, a few years ago, they re-released Dirge in Legacy Evolution. And just this year, they finally re-released Ramjet in United. So, all we need now is a re-release of Thrust. Come on, Hasbro, please make it happen. But enough rambling on. Let's look at the box. So, yeah, this is the United re-release of Ramjet. So, of course, got Ramjet here in jet mode. G1 universe, which, I mean, it seems pretty obvious, but okay. Of course, Legacy United. The side, we got him in robot mode. Of course, the cone head design, and we got his name right there. The side, we just got this mural, which, let's be honest, this is way cooler than the Age of the Primes one, because it's a full-on battle scene. The back arm in both modes. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the box. And yeah, looking at Ramjet. Now, for all those who already have the Earthrise figure, well, of course, we didn't know how this figure is, but for everyone, including me, who missed out on that 2-pack and are just now finally getting this figure with this release, well, how is this guy? Well, obviously, it's the Earthrise Seeker mold, so we already know how this figure is like, because it's pretty much an upscale of the classic Seeker mold from, what, 2006? I am getting old. But anyway, of course, we've got the standard Ramjet colors. So we've got the, I guess, creamy color here for the main body. Got red here for the swept back wings, which I quite like. I really like this design for the wings. Of course, got some black here for the little boosters. And even got a bit of detailing here on the little tail fins, which look pretty nice. So, yeah. Now for further details, of course, we've got some Decepticon symbols here on the wings. The wings themselves have some nice detailing, which I quite like. Actual body does have some paneling details. The cockpit, you can actually sort of see a chair in there, which I just now noticed. I'm pretty sure every version of this mold has a chair. This is the first time I've noticed it, and it's really nice attention to detail. Of course, I got the actual nose cone, which, no, this does not form his head. The actual cone head bit's just a faux part. It's not like the classic cone heads where that actually was the nose cone for the jet. But, oh well. I guess it's a bit of mass shifting. Underneath it's pretty clean, although still a huge slab underneath there, but there's no visible robot stuff. Aside from like the shin pads, but still. And of course the null rays, which I've already got on him, because come on, you can't have a Seeker. You can't have a Seeker without the null rays. Okay, that's just wrong. But anyway, for plastic compatibility, well, of course, for a mod that came out during Earthrise. Yep. Plastic just slide on the null rays perfectly. So we got that going on. And there's a port on top if you want to plug in another weapon. Because of course the War for Cybertron trilogy was right around the time when they were pretty much all, yeah, screw it, just plug on any weapon you want. So, yeah. And you know what? Let's have a closer look at these null rays, because, of course, with Ramjet, he doesn't really have these null rays normally. He has, like, usually cluster bomb weapons, if I remember correctly, but these are just the standard Seeker null rays that, like, Thundercracker, Starscream, and Skywarp have. Now, yeah, I would have preferred if they were the weapons that, like, Ramjet had, but, oh well, I'm not losing sleep over it. I lose sleep over other stuff, you know, like, the state of the world, but still, he looks quite good with these, null rays on. And well, that's pretty much it for the jet mode. Overall, yeah, standard Seeker affair. I know a lot of people don't really like this mod, but for me, I don't really mind it. So, yeah. Now, for comparison, let's put him next to Dirge, because, of course, the original pack back in Earthrise had him with Dirge. So we can finally have these two, I guess, reunited, which, yeah, these two look really good together. So, yeah. It feels really good to have these two together after, what, how many years? Because, of course, this guy was like 2023, the re-release. This is 2025, and the original release back in Earthrise was, what, 2020? So, 5 years late, here's these two together. Now, again, we just need Thrust re-released. Come on, please, Hasbro. And here we have, well, here's the Ramjet that I was using for a few years. Here's Select's Ramjet, which is essentially just Ramjet in his Generation 2 colors. Oop. But yeah, Select's Ramjet is pretty much just Ramjet in his G2 colors. So we got purple, teal, a bit more black here on the nose cone. Yeah, I quite like this color scheme, although it's nice to finally have the actual intended color scheme. It actually uses more quite a lot, like this version with the Ramjet wings, because we've got this version, the release version, we've got Cloud Cover, G2 Ramjet, and even G2 Sandstorm. So, yeah. But honestly, these two look pretty good together, and kind of it makes me happy that maybe Celeste will give us like a G2 Starscream, you know, the one that says attack on the wings. I don't know, maybe, but still. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've got to say about this guy. Overall, I'm just glad to finally have Ramjet in my collection, and I've already said that I want Thrust reissued, so let's just move on to the transformation, and of course, with this being the standard Earthrise Seeker transformation, we all know how this goes, but hey, let's do it again. So, the transformation is, of course, as we'd expect from how all the Earthrise Seeker transformations work. So I'm just going to remove the null rays quickly first. And from here, it's pretty much how one of the cone heads transform. So what we do is open up this panel here, extend out the legs, and just close this back up. Split the legs. Open up the feet, because, yeah, instead of boosters, we just have feet here, but, oh well. Like, of course, we've already talked about this in other Seeker reviews, but anyway, as the leg transforms, just move the wings to the back. The rest of the wings, or these little pieces, are just going to move to the front here. Just going to tilt the camera up quickly, there we go. Then just open up this entire section. And yeah, all this just moves down so we can get the arms out, or get the shoulders out, because the arms are folded up right now. Take this entire cockpit section, rotate this around, and just accordion it in, and then all this will close back up, and it'll tab in via a little slot there on the cockpit, no pun intended, and on the shoulders, The nose cone is just going to untab and move to the back to reveal the cone head. So yeah, a bit of faux parts, but oh well. And finally with the arms, we're just going to open these up, extend these out, close them, and get the fists down. So do the same here. We're just going to open the forearm, extend it, close this, and just get the hand down. And I know we normally plug in the weapons like later, but seeing how this is a Seeker and they look incomplete with the no rays, we'll plug these in right away. So consider this an extra step, plug in the no rays. And here we have Ramjet in robot mode. And yeah, that's of course we don't know how this transformation works. I mean, we've seen it since 2006 for God's sake, but I mean, come on. It's Ramjet. It's that guy who lost a jousting battle against Warpath, if I remember the show correctly. And honestly, this guy looks pretty good. Especially in the actual G1 colors compared to the weird teal and purple from the G2 version. Plus, it's nice to finally have this guy, just released normally, not in a weird 2-pack that's been scalped to hell for like a couple of years. Now looking at the head, you see that his head is normal compared to the weird screaming face that Dirge had. And then maybe Dirge is just screaming because he's happy that these two are released normally now. But yeah, standard cone head affair. And of course the actual one's just on the back like the other Seekers in Earthrise, but That's pretty much the only bit of kibble here. Although it does block out this port here if you want to plug in like weaponizers, so that is a bit of a complaint there, but But for other bits of detail, we got, of course, these shoulder pylons here with some yellow on them, which looks pretty nice. Of course, we got the little titty boosters, I guess, which all the Seekers have, and I guess if you want, you can plug in a blast effect to them. Because why not? So there you go. And of course, with this being a holdover from Earthrise, it has something that figures don't have now. These little ports where you can just plug in blast effects. I'll see if I can find an appropriate one. Yeah, because back in Siege and Earthrise and a little bit of Kingdom, but it was phased on Kingdom. Figures had these little ports just on random body parts where if you plugged in a blast effect, let's see if it even sticks. I don't think it will, but it's not going to stick on. But figures could look like they're getting shot at or getting hit. And honestly, it was kind of funny, but I think it was about the time to the whole war fighting aesthetic that War for Cybertron had, the trilogy. Because keep in mind, Siege had that whole battle damage thing as well. And we haven't seen it since Kingdom, aside from reissues of War for Cybertron figures like this one, so well, speaking of blast effects, of course, we can also plug blast effects into the null rays. So we can have that going on. Or we can plug some into the feet, and it was for the Seekers, because of course, these guys are meant to be flying. Why it's in the heels though, I've got no idea, but that does work. So, yeah. Overall, the rest of what I've got to say is pretty much the exact same as the other Seekers from Earthrise, so let's just put them next to Dirge. And honestly, again, it feels really good to finally have these two together. And I didn't have to sell my kidneys for them. And once again, Hasbro, Thrust, please, I'm begging you. If you can give us these two, if you can give us, if you can give us these two, if you can give us freaking, like, reissues of figures that we've been wanting, you can give us Thrust. Although, they did reissue, like, Siege Prowl instead of the Earthrise one, so I don't know, but hopefully we'll get Thrust one day. But yeah, these guys look really good together. And here he is with his G2 self. And we can see that, again, the colors are way different because, of course, this is meant to homage how he looked in the G2 toy line. Right down to the face. I'm not going to go there, but yeah, we got the weird, like, I guess, teal colors, turquoise. We've got black instead of red. We've got purple instead of white. I'm pretty sure this is how most people got Ramjet back during the War for Cybertron trilogy days, but still, this is hilarious. Honestly, yeah, I just freaking love G2. Although I think this guy is yellow. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this guy is starting to be yellow, because that was a problem back then, but eh. But anyway, let's move on to this guy's articulation. So, yeah, standard for this mold. So, head can go side to side. There we go. So, head can go side to side. Arms can move, although this little bit gets in the way, so I can't really go 360 all that well. It's got elbows about that far, bicep rotation. Hand can do that if you want. Sure. If you want like a little fake arm blaster mode, then there you go. But yeah, bicep rotation there. Waist, there is nothing, and lots of people have spoken about this. I too do not like it, especially because I started to use waist swivels in more posing pics, but yeah, that's kind of crappy, but anyway, we've got the skirt that lifts up so we can have him kick forward about that far. Back, not really that far at all, unfortunately, but knee, well, not on tabs, but without untabbing, it goes about that far without untabbing, but I guess if you want, you can untab it, so it goes a bit further. Can't do the split about that far. Pivot about that far. And yeah, so there at the thigh. And the feet can close up due to the transformation. And yeah, that's pretty much all I've got to say about this guy. Like, my complaints are pretty much the exact same as the other uses of this mold. So, for unique complaints, honestly, pretty much just the distribution of the original, you know. It was a 2-pack in Earthrise. Like, remember Prowl and Ironhide? That Prowl is still sought after. So yeah, I'm just glad that we finally have this guy reissued. And like, of course, I absolutely recommend this guy, especially if you have Dirge already. And we just have one more, I guess, like we have one more slot to fill, and I've already said like who it is, so there you go. Hopefully it does happen. So yeah, I do recommend this guy, although I do hope that he do a brand new Seeker mold one day, one that has like better articulation, like a waist swivel and all that. And hopefully, if they do a new Seeker mold, the distribution is way better. But hey, I can dream. But still, if you, I cannot speak. If you are collecting the Seekers, then obviously Ramjet is necessary. So I do recommend him, even if this mold is kind of iffy. So yeah. So, this has been my review on Earthrise / Legacy United Ramjet. And this is Charlie Young, signing off.